Hello, all. It's your favorite gorilla for random open lines. Mr. President wanted me to go live, so here I am. There, I know we got Janet from another planet there, and John DeMarco in the chat. I got the StreamYard links if either one of you want to come up here. I'm not sure if any of you guys seen the new Lower Decks episode, or if you guys are watching She-Hulk, but let's see. I'll check Discord again, see if we found it. Oh, and I got too many apps on this. Nope. Yeah. So, yeah, with Lord Dex is actually pretty fun. Okay, now they're playing. So, Lord Dex episode, that was a pretty fun one, especially with the Klingon knockoff there. Their game, the Ferengi made a Klingon board game there. Oh, that was pretty cute. Oh, looks like I'll have to resend it. Oh, I did post oh, here, just a sec. Here's the new updated StreamYard link. I used the StreamYard link from the previous one. So now people should be able to come up here. So I'll just send the. Oh, I gotta pay more attention to that. Yeah, is that better?
Much better, thanks, girl.
Yeah, I used the one from my previous stream today.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier that one said it ended, so that's why it wasn't working.
Oh, I thought maybe I clicked my thumbnail for my previous stream.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay, or are you getting feedback from my speakers?
No, I'm hearing you great.
That's cool. And no echo or anything?
Are we covering anything? No,
No,
I was
no,
just saying.
no,
Oh,
no, no. You're not hearing an echo or anything like that.
nope, just you and maybe occasional word from whoever's with you.
Cool, cool. Alrighty. I'm on vacation with my parents at the moment, so I'm about 5 hours north of where I normally live. So, yeah, having a really good time.
Well, I'm glad you're having a good time. Like, are you like in the mountains or by the ocean or anything?
Uh, Actually, both. New Plymouth has a mountain, and we're not too far away from the coast as well. So we're pretty lucky. We've got the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've actually never seen mountains there. I've been to the ocean. The only time I've ever actually ever got sunburned was when we went down to Galveston, Texas.
Oh yeah. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. We're still laughing at my dad on that there when he got sunburned so bad that he blistered.
Oh dear. Oh, I
Well,
hope
that's
it
it.
didn't take too long for you to recover.
No, I didn't blister. My dad did, but
Oh, okay.
that's what you get for falling asleep on the beach.
Yep. Yep. The beach is cool, but you better not fall asleep on it, otherwise you wake up rather sore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think Lower Decks has come out in New Zealand yet. Hopefully, we get it soon.
Oh yeah, it's been a pretty good couple episodes there, but I, I'm
Oh,
kind of I like Lower Decks because it's not. I don't take it. It's a really good show if you don't consider it canon.
yeah, yeah. It's just good lighthearted fun, eh?
It's a good member berry show, and
Yeah.
and like I've been telling people that have been saying they don't like the shows and that Lower Decks is good for comedic relief. Hello. I don't know if she heard me.
He's saying hello to me.
Yeah,
Oh, are you saying hello to my mum?
yeah,
Oh,
Hi.
this is my mum, everyone.
yeah. Hello, Mrs. President's mother.
Oh, do I get a pay raise for being president's mum?
Well, no, you just get away with smacking the president.
Oh, really? I've got permission. I heard that.
It's on you, gorilla. See you, Mum. That was funny. Is John gonna come up too?
I'm not sure. Janet or John, do you guys want to come up?
Oh, Janet, sorry, I didn't mean to leave you out, Janet.
No, but what I've been saying there is Lower Decks is great, like a member berry show, and it's really funny.
Yeah,
Prodigy, if you have kids, it's great to get your kids' foot in the door to start watching more and more Star Trek there. Because my kid really loves Prodigy there. I'm not sure if I want him to watch Lower Decks yet or not. Like this last episode was pretty decent there, but I don't want one of those where I show him the one where Boimler goes spread eagle.
no, it's a bit adult in places.
Yeah,
You could
so
probably get him to watch TNG.
yeah, certain episodes, but I want to get him on the animated stuff first, and then get him to the live action.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, the Strange New Worlds. I think that's just it's getting it to push the right direction there. And greetings, John.
Hello.
Hi, John, how are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you, Mr. President?
Good, thanks. Just ignore the phone, it'll stop soon. Sorry about the phone sounds here.
Oh, no problem, not a problem.
I can't reach it to answer it, so the answer phone will kick in. So. Anyway, yeah. Sorry I missed last week's Jeopardy. It was a bit of a shame. I thought I'd make it in time for 2:00, but you guys had already progressed to round 3. But never mind. Next time, I'll try and make it earlier in 2 days' time. So that'll be good.
Boy, we look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Has anyone heard? Because I've been away from social media and YouTube for a few days, being on holiday. Has anyone heard whether the Orville has been renewed, or heard any news either way?
Well, I can tell you it's been renewed to make you feel better.
There hasn't been any news that I've heard.
Sorry, John.
There hasn't been any news about it that I've heard.
Okay. Well, for the moment, I guess no news is good news, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Personally, I think they're waiting to announce it to try to build up as much anticipation for season 4 as they can. You know, because everybody keeps talking about the Orville and keeps posting the new Orville hashtag there.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to build up the anticipation, get people excited for it.
Let's hope. Mind you, so many people wanted Firefly renewed, and that wasn't renewed. So
Well,
desire doesn't always equal outcome, but we have to hope anyway.
Well, I think Firefly got I think someone told me like the reason Firefly got canceled was because that one of the lady's professions implied that she was a hooker. Oh wait, sorry. She was high class, so she was an escort.
Yeah.
I don't know what your charging fee have to be to change from a hooker to an escort, but
just different terminology. Anyway,
Well, an escort is for your higher paying customers. I mean, yeah. I mean, you're talking thousands of dollars a night.
okay.
It's kind of like how important do you have to be before you're considered assassinated instead of murdered?
Oh, I see. I see.
So,
Well,
John,
I'm the
what's that?
president, so anyone who tried to do that to me, that would be an assassination.
Yeah,
But
That is
let's hope
true.
that never happens.
it's illegal to hunt me. So, but of course, the law's only good as long as it can be enforced. Yeah.
Anyway, hey, so what else in the news and what topics shall we discuss?
Well, you haven't seen the lower decks yet. Have you been watching She-Hulk?
No, I haven't seen that. But you can talk about She-Hulk if you want to, because
Or
I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it. So I wouldn't consider it spoilers because it's not like something I'm planning to watch. Like Lower Decks I'm planning to watch. So I'd
Yeah.
rather not hear about that.
yeah. And hi there, Brad Wolf FO or '07. Well, welcome to my channel. Well, John, what have you been watching?
Well, I've been watching Lower Decks, of course, but I haven't been watching She-Hulk.
Oh, okay. Anything else you've been watching?
Oh, well, mostly I've just been rewatching The Orville recently.
Oh, okay.
What episode are you up to in your rewatch, John?
The last one I watched was the second to last episode of season 2.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, hey, Brad. At least you got some entertainment out of it.
What does Brad say?
The twerking lawyer for the win, because they had an episode there where they had a shapeshifter there impersonating Megan Thee Stallion there, and she made a cameo appearance at the end. The lady that plays She-Hulk there, she gets Megan Thee Stallion as a client, and Megan Thee Stallion was teaching her how to twerk in her office.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that person, but anyway.
Yeah, she's a rapper here in the States.
Okay. Um, One thing I was wondering about the Enterprise D from Next Generation is some people claim that the saucer section by itself was useless because with Impulse owning engines, um, they couldn't really use it to escape or to get to safety if they needed to. But some people say that the saucer section, even though it didn't have warp drive itself, if it separated it at warp, it could use leftover warp energy to coast to safety. But then other episodes of TNG say that it was too dangerous to separate while you're at warp. Then you have to go to impulse to separate. So what do you guys reckon about if it could coast along from leftover warp energy, how long do you guys reckon it could sustain warp for? Or do you think it couldn't travel warp at all because theoretically you should drop out of warp before separating? So, what do you guys think?
Well, theoretically, in space, you should keep the same momentum that you started with there, so until you hit something that has some friction, because there's no friction, because space is a complete vacuum until you start getting around like planets and asteroids and everything and stars.
Yeah, but it's not quite just about momentum though, because it's about being able to sustain the warp field without a warp drive. So, um, what do you think, John?
I think that, well, in Encounter at Farpoint, I'm thinking of, they do mention that it's dangerous to separate the saucer at warp speed, but have I seem to recall that they mentioned that after the separation, the saucer will continue on briefly at warp. I don't remember how long it was exactly, but I guess at least enough to get out of the immediate danger area.
And see, once they separate the saucer section with the battle bridge there, the battle bridge can turn around and to encounter whatever they are fighting or running from. So therefore, being the distraction to get the civilians to safety, long enough to get the civilians to safety.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was a shame, a glaring oversight that like a mini warp drive wasn't included in the saucer. Um, Even just a mini one, so you could at least go to warp one or something.
Well, I think full impulse is close to warp one, ain't it, John?
It was my understanding that full impulse is only a fraction of light speed.
Okay, I thought I got close to light speed without actually breaking the light speed barrier. Like 99% of light speed.
I don't think it goes that high.
Okay. Adam,
Or I'll
Adam
Google
Pulse,
it.
Adam Pulse, how long on average would it take the saucer section to get from one star system to another?
Well, if the saucer only has impulse, it would take years to go from one system to another. So they
Yeah,
wouldn't be able
just
to do that normally.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. So, how can they really use it to escape? It's a bit of a problem.
I think in that situation, it's like a last ditch effort. Like you got to get the civilians out of there in a hurry. I think another situation would be more like separate the saucer somewhere safe and then take the star drive section into combat or whatever's going on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I guess it's not totally useless if you just deliver it somewhere safe for it to just stand by and wait.
Okay, John, you're correct on this. Full impulse is 1/4 the speed of light. So, like, to get from the saucer section to get from Earth to Alpha Centauri, there, it would take approximately 16 years, and that's our closest star.
Okay.
That's 4 light years away, if I'm remembering correctly.
Something like that.
Yeah, so. Hi, Bread Wolf. Yeah. I wonder why the writers didn't think of that and just include a mini warp drive on it. But never mind.
Because I don't think they were planning on using it all that much because it was expensive to separate the saucer section and the battle bridge or whatever we call it, because it was really expensive to do that practical effect.
That's true.
That's why they never did it on TOS.
No. But even for in-canon reasons and for novels, you'd think that you don't have to worry about effects. You'd think they'd write it a little bit better to give it a little bit more capability. But
Yeah.
never mind. That's one thing I'd change about TNG if I could.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, but
No.
well, would warp drive be too big for the saucer section, or where would they put it? Because they'd also need the cells, would they, for a warp
Yes.
drive?
You need a little retractable nacelle like on the Prometheus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
think-
was
yeah.
going to say.
Yeah, the Prometheus has 5 nacelles, because one section has 1 nacelle and the other 2 sections have 2 nacelles, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the top section has a little nacelle that extends out when the ship separates.
Okay.
Although I gotta say, I didn't really like the Prometheus. It seemed a bit too over the top and almost magic instead of feasible technology. The way it was all automated, and everything.
Well, it was meant to be a ship of war.
I know, but it just to me, and you're welcome to disagree with me, but to me it just sounded pretty comical, and you couldn't really take it seriously. It was almost
Uh,
too overpowered and too unrealistic to that level of automation without needing a proper crew.
I
Um,
don't know. Our Predator drones are almost automatic there. All the guy really needs to do is steer it and hit the button to fire the missile. There, everything else is pretty much automated on them.
yeah, but real life drones don't have really complicated systems like warp drive and phases. Um, yeah, maybe I'm being a bit too harsh, but
This is 300 years in the future, and we already got automation. Like we got
yeah,
self-driving cars. We got the
well,
a lot of our planes and all that. You just gotta get a target lock and hit the button there, and then steer it. Yeah, you got a bunch of different buttons you gotta push, but a lot of that stuff's becoming automated too.
yeah, true, true.
Well, I do agree that I thought the degree of automation on the Prometheus was a little bit exaggerated.
Yeah, I'm glad you can see where I'm coming from, Joe.
Yeah,
It was
but they still
almost,
had people performing tasks in that on the ship, and they had must have had enough people on there to require a doctor. We only got to see it in its test phase.
Well,
that's,
I don't have a problem with it when they have
sorry,
with the full crew on there. But at the end of the episode, you have just the two. Sorry, I'm just saying I don't have a problem with it when they have a full crew and they have the three separate sections. But at the end of the episode, you have just the two EMHs that don't know what they're doing, but they're able to separate the ship and the three sections operate independently. Yeah, with no
Yeah,
problems, with no crew on
yeah,
them.
yeah. I did have a problem with that because how were they able to access anything when they didn't even have a passcode? Because if I remember correctly, there's that episode where they find that kid in the ship in the nebula there, and every time they put more power to the shields, the something was hitting the ship at more targeting if they would tie the ships into the warp ball or the shields into the warp drive there. It will blowing up the ship there. Um, they said there's no way that kid could have blown up that ship because because he didn't have each panel is controlled by either like a passcode or like I'm guessing biometric fingerprints. So they
yeah, something
like
like that. He couldn't accidentally um, hit the right combinations or something. I remember, yeah, Data said something similar to that. Yeah,
well he didn't have the passcode in his fingerprints with to match the council, so he could do it. Because I was under the impression only a few more senior officers could probably handle the weapons and stuff. And see that's where I picked the episode Prometheus. They're not that everything was fully automated, but that two doctors shouldn't have had any access to any of the commands of the ship were able to override all the commands and fire upon the Romulan ships and give the ship commands.
fair enough, fair enough. Apparently, the refit Enterprise was able to separate a lot easier too, even though we never saw it on screen. But did the refit Enterprise also have any warp capability, or was it impulse only as well?
I don't think it had any warp capability. No.
Hmm. So it would have the same problem. You would have to drop it off somewhere safe. before you're separated from it.
Yeah. Did they ever change that to? Because I know in the original Enterprise, that once they blew the docking clamps or whatever, they couldn't get reattached, so they will have had to totally refit the saucer section in that and the thing there. Did they ever change that on the refit?
I think they changed it. I could be wrong. I think it was the way I heard it described is it couldn't be as routine as the Galaxy class doing it, but they could. It was a big deal and difficult to do, but they could reattach it without a starbase.
Okay. Because I know the original couldn't be reattached
Yeah,
without a major overhaul.
but I think the refit could. I could be wrong, but
Well,
Sorry? Oh, yeah, I think all the photographs are there.
anyway.
hello,
Uh,
Mr. President's dad.
Oh, my YouTube been saying hello to you.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, who's the bear?
Gorilla.
The gorilla.
I'm a gorilla.
You're a gorilla.
That's Gorilla and that's John there.
Yeah. I'm trying to work out how to get into my emails on this stupid new phone.
He's got a new phone and he hasn't worked it out how to use it properly.
Now, I called him to chats, and he could be interested in those.
Yeah. So
So, if you had to pick a favorite episode, what would be your favorite episode of the Orville? Either of you, both of you can tell me.
I don't know. Each one had like its own different aspects and all that. Like I liked majority rule and identity. I can't remember the names of the third season episodes except for Gently Falling Rain.
Yeah.
But now, if you ask me like Star Trek ones, I can tell you that on most of the series. Like TOS, like Balance of Terror would be up there. I kind of enjoyed The Cage. Those two would be my top two. There's I'm trying to remember some of these other episodes there. For like TNG there, I'd say my favorite episodes of TNG would be Best of Both Worlds, The Inner Light.
Yeah.
I like the Q episodes though. They're just
Me
they're
too.
fun, enjoyable romps. DS9 would be in a Pale Moonlight.
Yeah.
Voyager, I guess I didn't have a problem with Endgame there, but I also really liked like the Scorpions episode. Like it needs to, some of these are hard to pick too. What about you, John?
As for the Orville, off the top of my head, I'd say probably my favorite is Domino from the last season.
Oh, Domino, yeah, that was a good one.
But the Majority Rule and Identity are excellent episodes as well.
Which one was Domino, John?
Domino was the second to last episode with the big battle and, Charlie's sacrifice and all that.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that was excellent. I would say
Yeah.
that would be my favorite. Too.
yeah, I still say Charlie is alive. I got my reasons here.
Sorry?
I still think Charlie's alive. I think she's gonna come back if there's a season 4, because they wouldn't kill. She's a major character there. I know they wanted to give her a redemption arc, but they kept pushing this that she thinks in 4 dimensions. She thinks in 4 dimensions there. I'm thinking that when the thing exploded, it opened up a rift in space and time there, and it shoved her through it.
Okay.
Using her 4th dimension thinking.
That's an interesting theory. If
I
there
know.
is a season 4, I'd be interested to see if your theory was correct. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I could be talking out of my ass too on that.
Are my parents talking too loud on the for the YouTube
No,
track?
no,
No, it's fine.
they're fine.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'd say that one for the author or else. I really, really liked the one where it showed the Kalon who experienced remorse. I really, I know it was only a subplot because they also had the planet was run by females, but I really enjoyed the Kalon remorse um, subplot. It made the Kalon more relatable as we saw how they were treated as slaves.
Oh yeah,
So I really enjoyed that one.
that's why you always thank your toaster for making your bread.
Sorry?
That's why you always thank your toaster for making your bread, your toast.
Yeah, yeah,
So it doesn't turn on yet.
yeah, that's the one. Um, there's a lot of TNG that people overlook. I personally think season 4 of TNG was the best. One of my all-time favorite episodes of TNG would be Brothers, where Data goes haywire and takes over the ship. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Well, hey, John, I was actually thinking about that episode with when Data takes over the ship there. John, what would you think of putting Data on throwing this idea past Tokyo of putting Data on trial for stealing stealing the Enterprise there, locking everybody out?
That's an
Well,
interesting idea. I'll mention it to him.
There's also that episode with the binary stealing the Enterprise too, to put them on trial.
I definitely, if he was put on trial, I'd be up for being defense counsel. Because as far as I'm concerned, he wasn't in control of his actions when he did that. So,
There,
but it would be dependent on the time difference of when Tokyo had time to do it and whether I could attend. Because he has to do a lot of things early morning my time. It's a bit difficult for me, but maybe he could do it on a weekend at some point. I don't know. But,
yeah, you guys are recording them now, aren't you? Ahead of time, so we can get more people to participate in them.
sorry?
Yeah, he's planning to record them from now on.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
So they could probably work with your schedule there.
But if he's trying to record them, how do you participate? Like, I don't quite.
Well, in the
understand.
last one, we all joined StreamYard at the same time, and he recorded it there.
Sorry, John, I didn't quite hear.
So in the last one, the people participating joined the StreamYard at the same time, and he recorded it from there.
But that's what I mean. With his time difference, I don't think I could join the StreamYard at the same time as him. So therefore, I couldn't act as defense counsel unless he did it in a weekend day, and he could do it sort of 2 o'clock my time or after is really the only times that work for me, unfortunately. But if the opportunity arises, I'd love to be the defense counsel in that case.
How much of a difference are you guys with Tokyo?
3 hours, which isn't a lot, but he always needs to do things in the morning, whereas I'm usually busy in the mornings with showers and whatnot, with my cures and things, and then free in the afternoons. But so it gets a little tricky. But that's nobody's fault. It's just the annoyance of time zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember that episode where Riker got the powers of the Q there, and they had to go to that mining accident that had that little girl in there?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it could put Riker on trial for not saving her?
I don't remember him not saving anyone.
I mean, I don't remember the details. I haven't watched the episode for a long time.
The little girl got a bunch of rocks caved in on her, and Riker could have saved her and saved her life there, but he was following the orders of Picard, and because of that, the little girl died. She's like 7 or 8, which I don't know why she was in the middle of a mine anyhow, but that's a different song.
You're talking about the hiding Q episode.
Yeah, that was hide and Q. If he was
I
following,
really don't remember Gil dying. I should rewatch that episode. I haven't seen it in a long time. I've been meaning to do a rewatch of The Next Generation. It's just a matter of getting around to it.
Yeah.
I would say if he was following orders, it would be hard to make a case against him.
Well, Picard asked him to do a favor not to use the powers of the Q, because then he'd become reliant on them and not want to give them up.
Well, I agree with John. If he's following orders, then the person giving the order needs to be accountable, not the subordinate. So I would defend that case for the cows come home as well. I must go back and watch the trial episode that I missed. The one with Cisco.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was a fun one, even though I wasn't prepared for it. And Professor said he didn't come as prepared as he wanted to.
it's on my to-do list to watch. Anyway.
All right. So, John, what's your Monday video going to be?
Next week, I'm planning to release a video about Garrick.
Oh, Garrick. Oh, like the times Garrick was in. Oh, that's gonna be a fun one. There.
Release a video of what? Sorry, John?
Garrick.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Hope so.
Derek was one of my favorite characters.
Likewise.
Yeah.
He had so much depth to him.
So that'd be good. So, John, on your Sequest ones, is that showing like every time you get to see the Sequest ship, or is that pretty much what those are?
Yes. So if, like 2 episodes at a time, I'll do all the shots of the ship itself and put them all together once a week.
Okay. I've been watching them there. That's okay.
Well, technically, Sequest is a boat, not a ship. In Navy parlance, you always call a submarine a boat, not a ship.
That is true.
That's one of the arguments that he had with Dr. Smith when she came on board. And
I haven't seen the show there because I hadn't subscribed.
Oh,
to
sorry.
I
didn't realize you hadn't
subscribed
seen
to
it
Matthew
for
at the time. So I'm now subscribed to Matthew. So if he gets time to start streaming again, I already told Noah that if he didn't start releasing the Overthinking Voyager, I was going to take them over like I took over Babylon 5. Are you guys all done completely with Sequest?
Yeah, we finished that a few months ago.
Yeah, I didn't know if Matthew just had to stop because of his work, or if he actually or if he finished it.
Yeah, we finished. It's just 3 seasons.
Oh, is that all it was?
Yeah.
Are these full 26 episodes seasons, or is it half seasons like we've been getting?
The 3rd season is only a partial season because it was canceled early. The first 2 are more about normal length.
Yeah,
Okay.
It was a fantastic show, girl. If you get a chance, you should watch it. You'd love it.
Okay, I'll get on that there. because like a lot of these new shows, it's
Such a-
like I don't
such a
understand these
strange-
6 to 10 episode seasons. I don't understand it.
No, I don't like the new format season length either.
Yeah.
Although if it's a show that's not really that good, it's kind of a blessing. As a lot of the remakes are, I think, can you imagine the awfulness of if Discovery had a full length season block? It'd just be torture.
Well, you don't have
That
to
would be
watch it if
terrible.
you don't like it. If you
That's
don't like it, you don't have to watch it.
That is true. Yeah, that is true.
Keep watching in case it might get good.
I guess I'm being a bit mean. What did you say, John? Sorry.
I would say, yeah, that would be rough if Discovery had that many episodes. Although that's
Yeah.
also why I stopped watching Discovery a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. I really gave it a decent shot. I watched the first 3 seasons, but I refused to watch the 4th.
Well, I'll give them 6 episodes there. I've been enjoying Discovery a little bit more now that I don't have to actually read half the damn episode. Like that's my biggest gripe with season 1 that pissed me off to the point I started actually nitpicking was that I had to read half the damn episode. Like if I had to,
Because of the
yeah.
subtitle.
yeah. See ya, Brad. Thank you for come along. I hope you can make it to more live streams.
I better be careful what I say. I've got a new friend who's also a Star Trek fan, but she does like Discovery. So you're right, Guru. I shouldn't be so mean because no one's forcing me to watch it.
We're all entitled to our opinions there, but I started nitpicking Discovery just because I had to read half the damn episode. Like if it's just like a sentence here or there, like they had in the movies, it wouldn't bother me. But when I had to sit there and every time they switched to the Klingons there, I had to drop what I'm doing to start actually reading the episode, then that just takes me out of it. I don't want to there.
Yeah.
Then I start nitpicking the lighting. Then I start nitpicking the Klingons. And then I started nitpicking Michael Burnham and some of these other characters,
Yeah.
just because I got pissed off from the one aspect.
Yeah, fair enough. I think if Discovery had full season length episodes, I think that the actress that played Michael Burnham would have to get special eye drops to compensate for how often she needs to cry.
Yeah.
I'm glad you laugh at my jokes, Sean. At least some.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't think they have enough story to fill out a season like we used to have.
No.
You saw that last season of Picard. They had they just kept stretching it and stretching it. They had like a couple episodes worth of story stretched over an entire season.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't even understand why they had to go back in time.
I enjoyed Picard more than Discovery, but there's definitely problems with it. I get so sick of the different zones being villains. I mean, you know, Brent Spiner played 2 different zone villains in 2 different seasons. It's like that zone villain trope is a bit old now.
Well, haven't every song been played by Brent Spiner?
Yep, pretty much.
Because they had
And
him
it
in Enterprise.
It was
too.
really annoying because the original son that we met, Dr. Son in TNG, was a very good man. How can such a very good man come from a long line of villains, including the villain in that non-canon show everyone loves so much called Enterprise?
He wasn't the bad guy in Enterprise, was he? He just locked up because he was too ascendant. Because he did violate the eugenics law. But I think that was his only crime, wasn't it?
Well, he did some questionable things, regarding after the augments got out.
Yeah.
It wasn't evil per se.
And the other thing I really didn't like was the suicide story of Picard's mother. I thought that was too dark and unnecessary.
Yeah.
Well, the whole show was dark. It's like I think they're trying to appeal. I think they're trying to appeal to the people who like dystopian futures.
Yeah, you could be right there.
That could just be the time we're living in. Everybody has like a dystopian view of our world right now because people just like to bitch and moan. So they've been looking down on everything. I think that's leaking into the writing of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So
I really should check whether Amazon over here has lower deck shit because they're the ones that did the other seasons of it. But I do
well,
Google now.
I can put something in the private chat for you, but I'm not sure how if it would work in New Zealand.
No, it probably wouldn't work. Thanks anyway, Gorilla. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, if you had a VPN, you could set your VPN to the states.
Yeah, it depends because some of the streaming services are very good at picking up on VPNs now. It works for some websites, but not others. Anyway, hopefully Amazon will have it.
Uh, you can always probably Google it too when it's coming out in New Zealand. Or are they like a week behind or something?
Not quite a week behind, but we're usually a few days behind.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh, I'll just read that. John just sent me a PM. I'll just read it. Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Thank you, John. Message. I won't say what it was for YouTube
Yeah.
purposes, but message received and understood. Thank you.
Yeah, what time is it over there, Mr. President?
Uh, it's just gone 3 o'clock, 1500 hours.
Okay.
Well, hang on. Let me just stand by and check whether New Zealand has got it, and if it hasn't, I'll take you guys up on that offer.
Okay. Have you seen the first episode of Lower Decks?
The first episode of the first season.
Yeah.
Yep, I've seen all of season. What season are we up to now?
It's season 3.
Yeah, I've seen all the episodes of season 1 and 2. I just haven't checked whether Amazon has season 3 yet. Because
Yeah.
often we are a little bit behind when we get seasons here. I'm just going to check right now.
Yeah. Cool.
Stand by. You guys talk amongst yourselves for a minute,
Yeah.
and then I'll be able to tell you whether I can watch it or not.
Yeah. So. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. I really want to put Riker on trial, though.
What for? What did poor Riker do?
I don't know. We already put Cisco on trial. Hey, John, have you done
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I've just seen that season 3 is on Amazon, so I'll be able to watch it soon. That's good.
That's
both
good.
episodes? Both episodes? There's
Uh,
2 out.
Oh, there's 2, is there? Hang on, I'll just check.
Yeah. Hey, John, for one of your videos there, you could do Cisco losing his temper for a Monday release.
That's a good idea.
I especially want to see him yelling at Worf, though. That's funny watching him yell at Worf there.
No, and that's really annoying because I've only got one episode out, which means each week I'm going to be a week behind, which is even um, worse than the Orville. At least Orville I was only a few days behind. Now how am I going to talk to you about episodes when you'd be a week ahead of me all the time?
Yeah. Well, we'll
That's
talk about.
annoying.
Hey, Mr. President, we'll talk about it after the stream, but we'll fix that for you.
Alrighty, thank you. Because did the US release 1 and 2 at the same time? And either
Uh,
back?
No, the second episode released today, or at midnight.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
but the U.S. always gets
oh,
first
but
dibs
only,
on.
if it only released today, maybe we'll get it tomorrow. I'll have to keep you guys apprised. But anyway, like you said, we'll talk about it after the stream. What was the question you asked before I interrupted? Sorry.
Well, I was talking to John about having Cisco showing every time Cisco lost his temper at someone, like when he yelled at Major Kira, or when he totally yelled at Worf there, and he could never. Yeah, it wouldn't be a Cisco losing his temper if he's not punching Garrick. So
Sorry, the only one that he punched, did you say, was Garrett?
well, that's the only one I remember him like punching out of anger.
That's good.
The other times when he punched Klingons
He
and
was
that.
a bit of a hottie as captains go, I must say.
Indeed. Although he punched Q and Q never came back.
Oh yeah.
True.
Well, that's because Picard was more fun because Picard had some witty repertoire.
Yes. But Picard aside, Kirk would never punch. He'd punch hostile people, but he never punched just straight out of anger. It would always be in proper defense, you know.
Yeah, he did.
Battling an enemy, it wouldn't just be out of losing his cool, if you know what I mean.
He beat the shit out of Garrick.
Sorry?
He beat the crap out of Garrick.
No, I'm comparing Cisco to Cook, and I would say Cook would never lose his cool like Cisco did. To be honest, I know so many people love Cisco, but he's my least favorite. Well, no, he's not my least favorite. That would be Janeway, but he's my second least favorite captain.
Kirk?
No, Cisco.
Oh, Cisco's the best. Cisco's my favorite.
I don't like his command style.
I don't know. I thought he was aggressive when he needed to be, but he also had that fatherly figure to him.
Sorry, what was that?
I liked it, like he had an aggressive style when he needed to be, but he also was a father figure when he needed to be. You know.
Fair enough. What do you think, John? Do you think his command style would have flied with Starfleet? What do you think if Starfleet was real, would have held him back and said, "You're not getting the captain's chair"?
Well, I agree with you on the one hand that Cisco could be hot-headed at times. I for the most part, liked his command style. You're saying you could have a balance of chewing people out and being diplomatic.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And he's the type of captain you needed in the time of war,
Yeah.
which the Federation completely started and provoked, but that's a different song. Do you guys ever wonder if Starfleet purposely was pushing the Dominion to start a war? Or do you think they were just so arrogant and because they've had peace for 60, 70 years and had nobody really to challenge their authority?
Yeah, I must admit. Oh, sorry, you were asking John. I'll let John
Oh, I was
go.
asking both of you.
I must admit, when I rewatched the last episode of season 2 of Deep Space Nine, the original Dominion demand wasn't actually that bad. It was just stay out of the Delta Quadrant. I mean, they had all the other four quadrants. I mean Gamma Quadrant. Sorry, I think I said Delta before. You know, if it's their territory, that's fair enough, kind of thing. But then that wouldn't have made for a good story, would it?
Well, I have a kind of a different perspective on that. I
Okay.
think, well, first of all, I think the Dominion would have eventually attacked no matter what the Federation did. But specifically about the demand to stay out of the Gamma Quadrant, I think the Dominion was being unreasonable. Basically, they were claiming that the whole quadrant belonged to them, even though later episodes revealed that the area around the wormhole was not inside Dominion territory.
Oh, okay. I didn't
But
know.
but they still had ships patrolling around that area, didn't they?
Well, I remember I did a video about this a long time ago, but there's like from the wormhole, they would take like weeks to get to Dominion territory.
Oh,
And that
really?
would explain why, for the first 2 years, there was no interaction between them after people started coming through the wormhole. It was only later on when they butted heads.
See, I thought the reason that they didn't do anything the first couple seasons was that they're gathering information, learning
Could you
about these new intruders.
could you
That's probably
put
part of
that
it too.
could you put that link into your video, John? Or, if you could find it easily, I would
Sure, I'll
be
just need a minute to find it.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah, see, I was always under the impression that wormhole opened up a couple light years from the edge of Dominion space there. And welcome, Cinnabon. They there.
Hi, Cinnabon.
Yeah, and just remember, only you can prevent forest fires. I could also start them too if I really wanted to. But see, I always had the impression that Dominion space was kind of like a couple light years from the wormhole. Like the wormhole didn't open up into Dominion space, but it was only a couple hours from a couple light years from the edge of it, and they were just sitting back learning as much as they could before they made their first move.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it didn't take Cork that long to get to the
I
like
still think
Camomar or Camomir.
the vast amount of area that the Federation um, had explored, I think they could have stayed out of the Gamma Quadrant and acted in good faith. And then if the Dominion attacked them, then they'd have the moral high ground. But they didn't comply with their request to see what happened. Or if they wanted to write the story a bit better, they could have said, well, they could have had an alien race that the Dominion was um, subjugating unfairly, and then the Federation entered the Dominion. Entered the Gamma Quadrant to protect them.
Yeah, well you can say that about any of the races they subjugated.
Yeah.
Because if the race didn't comply, they sent the Jemadar in. And there's the link for you, Mr. President.
Sorry?
There's the link for you.
Cool. Hang on.
I put it in a YouTube chat. Do you want to put it in a private chat instead?
YouTube chat's fine. I can
Okay.
find it there. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. yeah, but I was gonna say it didn't take Cork that long to get to I think it was the Camomar race there that they're trying to open up trade negotiations for um with Tullaberry wine. And they were part of the
Oh,
Dominion.
yes. I'd forgotten that.
But I do like how in DS9 though they did what would you say? How would you say they did to the Ferengi? They didn't make them the community. They what's the word I'm looking for?
Flush
They
them out.
redeemed. Well, they redeemed the Ferengi from what they did to them in TNG. Because
Yeah.
in TNG they're supposed to be a big old threat, but then they figured, oh, they'll be better off as comedic relief than instead of a threat. And that's how we got the Romulans again in TNG.
Yeah,
But
if they were the main threat for TNG, then TNG would have just come off far too socialist because the Ferengi represented capitalists. So, in my opinion, that would have made TNG horrible.
well, if it came out nowadays, that's what they would have done is made it look like socialism or and communism was the best thing ever. You know, that's
Yeah,
the
but luckily after the first two seasons, they toned that message down dramatically. So I'm glad they did. Besides, like I keep telling a lot of people, it's all because there are some very left wing trickies like Steve Shives that try and say that Star Trek's com- communism is good. But like I keep, my response to that is saying, well, sure, of course it works if you have almost limitless energy and you could replicate everything you need. Then you could say, well, there's no need for capitalism. But until if and when that happens, then communism's not going to work because you're still going to have the problem of scarcity of resources. So you can't really compare TNG to communism anyway because
yeah.
the making resources non-scarce for the replicators changes everything. So anyway,
No, I think that's where things became a little bit more overpowered in Star Trek when you can make whatever you need and replicate everything you need. You know, because I don't believe that everybody would want to work, you know, if they didn't have to because they got a replicator to get all their needs that they need. There'd be a lot
yeah,
of.
yeah,
I'm not saying there would be anybody who'd want to work, but I still think there'd be a lot of people doing nothing.
and um, some some jobs are a lot more pleasant than others. So how do you get people doing the more unpleasant jobs in life? They didn't really flesh that out. But
Yeah, because I can't see anybody who'd want to work
I
in waste extraction.
I guess that's why now that I'm older, I appreciate the original series more because although it wasn't explained in a great deal, the original series still had money and people got paid in Federation credit.
Yeah. What do you think, John?
Well, I understand what you're saying about things like the replicators making it too easy. Although I think the Orville actually explained that issue pretty well. The saying is, we don't use currency in the traditional sense, but instead we use a reputation. It's kind of like our measure of wealth.
That's true. And Orville said the same thing. And the season 4 episode with, I can't remember the girl's name, but the girl from Majority Rule came back.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh,
thinking of.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who wouldn't care about their reputation there, and how can you compare someone's reputation to someone who's willing to work in like waste extraction versus someone who can say fix the quantum drive? Would they have the same amount of reputation there?
Well, I would imagine that some of the jobs today that would be considered unpleasant would be probably automated by that point in the future. You wouldn't really need a person to do them.
Well, DS9 they needed someone to do it.
That's
And that was
true.
Rom. And that was Rom.
Yeah, poor Ross. He got the sword into the second a lot of the series.
What are you talking about? He became Grand Dingus.
Well, that was right at the end. I'm talking about his overall time on the station, having to do whatever his brother wanted.
Well, if you want to talk about someone who got the short end of the stick, look at how many times O'Brien got tortured.
Yeah, that's true. What's the saying? O'Brien must suffer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, oh man, I just thought of two other. Does it have to strictly be Starfleet people that we put on trial?
Well, that'd be up to Tokyo.
Because
What was the question, Gorilla? I didn't quite
I
hear.
was asking John if it's just Starfleet people that have to. I'll send a message to Tokyo tomorrow and ask them that because I got all kinds. I could fill up. I just gave up with the idea. I could fill up with ideas for the next 3 months worth of trials.
That's cool. He'll have to appoint you as executive producer.
Oh no. Oh, hey there, Tom. Thomas, welcome to the stream.
Hi, Thomas.
But because with that episode with the harvesters there, that O'Brien got infected there. I don't even think it'd be really necessary to kill everybody who's involved in the project. Because if they ever wanted to rebuild it, yeah, everybody who knew how to make them was dead, but doesn't mean it just delayed the remaking of them, not completely, because everybody has knowledge of them.
What are we talking about? I missed something.
The harvesters in the DS9 episode, I think it was season 3. I cannot think of the name. It's the one where O'Brien gets infected. They beat down the plant. They had to hide, and then Keiko's figures out they're alive just because O'Brien was drinking coffee in the afternoon. And that's when him and Bashir became best friends.
Are you talking about the one?
Yes, that was the episode Armageddon Game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I still think that with that there, it will just delay the remaking of them, not completely gotten rid of the chance of remaking them. I'm not sure what your thoughts are on that.
Just repeat the last thing you said. Sorry, I think my ears been cleaning out. My apologies.
I was saying that they just delayed remaking them, not completely abolished the chance of remaking them. So I think it was completely pointless to kill everybody involved in the project because they're also the only ones that knew how to eliminate them.
Well, I think it was fairly clearly established by the episode that what these people were doing was extreme and, way overboard. And Thomas is correct. The day was saved because Keiko didn't know her husband as well as she thought she did.
Yes, exactly.
Well, all fairness here, does everybody know their spouse as well as they think they know them?
Good point.
I'm not sure if are you married, John?
I was.
That was
Oh,
very
I
funny.
see. Yeah. Okay. Would you say you knew your wife as well as like Keiko thought she knew her husband?
It's hard to say.
Oh, good point.
I've never been married, so I can't tell you.
Well, there's a lot of things I knew about my ex there, but there's also other things that kind of surprised me too. So, but doesn't like Brian? He worked like 12-hour shifts. So how would she know he didn't drink coffee in the afternoon? Well, actually, he was on call 24/7, wasn't he? Or 26/7, or however long a majority week is.
Maybe what it should have been, instead of him drinking coffee at a particular time of day, maybe it should have been him ordering a variety of coffee that he never drink. Like he always drank the Jamaican blend double strong, double sweet. Maybe he should have ordered a latte or something. You know,
Yeah,
be like,
yeah,
That was a
okay.
good way to end the episode on a joke, basically.
it
Yeah.
was. It
Well,
was.
yeah. Well, you know the very first joke that they had in Starfleet or in Star Trek TNG, no one even realizes when they had a Frenchman surrender. There when Picard surrendered to Q.
Indeed.
What was the joke? Sorry.
That they had a Frenchman surrender right away without
Oh,
even doing anything.
it is funny.
I don't know how many people actually caught that.
I don't know if it was deliberately intended as a joke though, or whether it's just a joke because of the modern perception about the French. But that is funny.
I couldn't
Yeah.
blame people if they missed it because Picard never acted particularly French.
Yeah, but he had a French name.
Oh, they did
Oh, yeah.
deliberately plan it. Okay.
They may
Yeah, he
not
had
have
Now, I've always said that his character should have been English. I don't know why they made his character French because even an imposter of him even saying Hard of Oak, which is a very British song.
Well, I think that's them more of. I don't think they're intending to have Patrick Stewart be the. I don't think they particularly had in mind to have an English actor their as the captain. They already had the name picked out, but I think they weren't expecting Patrick Stewart to get the
Yeah,
part.
but they had plenty of time to change his character slightly between when Sir Patrick Stewart was cast and when the pilot aired. So they could have just made him English, and it would still be more exotic than having ever an American. You know, they wouldn't have lost anything by not having him French. Is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. No, there because how much would that? Well, they could have changed to a couple episodes, like the one I think of off the top of my head that will really change the episode family. Because I don't think Britain has very many wine farms, do they?
I don't know.
Because I don't think I've seen any British wine there at the one liquor store I go to occasionally there that have 8,000 different wines. They have a huge section of just French wines, and they have a section of Italian wines.
Well, they could have just written that he came from Gloucestershire and have him make cheese. Gloucestershire cheese is very famous from England.
Oh, maybe.
Anyway, I just thought it very strange having a character that's supposedly French singing Hard of Oak.
Yeah, but didn't they have it where like the French, like the British took over the? Didn't they explain it in some episode that the, or maybe it was, or was it in Picard that they explained it that the British took over the French areas and that's how that's why they speak English in a British accent or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Thanks.
tried to explain it, Picard, like his family went to Britain for a while before they came back. That's why they all sound English.
Okay.
Okay, that's
What,
that
which
was
episode was that?
I don't remember which episode it was, but it was somewhere in the last season where they were at his house, his family's house, and he explained that after World War II or something, they left France and Britain. And
Well, I thought they
Jim
left
came back
during the
generations
war.
later.
I thought they left during
But
the
that-
war because they're
that
getting
was-
hunted down.
Did you say that was in Picard? That's not really canon.
Yeah, I know. That's the only time there's really been an attempt's been made to explain it on screen.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back in like 30 seconds. If you guys want to talk amongst yourselves.
I don't understand, Cinnabon. What are you getting at with the just say no to Keiko?
Well, my guess would be that he thinks she's terrible, although I don't want to speak for him.
I don't think she's terrible. That's a bit harsh. Why don't you like Keiko, Cinnabon? I get that the writers didn't really know what to do with their character or what at the time, but I don't think she's terrible.
Yeah. All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
So, what were you guys talking about?
Oh, I was wondering why Cinnabon doesn't like Keiko.
Because Cinnamon doesn't like Star Trek.
Cinnabon doesn't like what?
Cinnamon doesn't like Star Trek.
Oh, to say he doesn't like any Star Trek.
See, he even admits it right there.
Why do you even come on Jeopardy, Cinnabon?
Well, I think he's talking about Keiko in particular.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was just joking there.
Okay.
He likes Berman era Star Trek, but he doesn't like the new stuff.
Okay.
And he doesn't like J.J. Abrams there, which I think it's kind of funny. People call him Jar Jar, you know, because once you get into the spotlight like that, you're bound to get nicknames like that. It doesn't bother me there.
Well, I must admit, I don't like much of New Trek either. I mean, parts of Picard I can handle, but there's parts that I don't like. I can handle Strange New Worlds, but if they keep bringing into yes, cinema, if they keep bringing in Kirk to Strange New Worlds, because that Kirk that they actor that they chose acts nothing like Kirk, I'll stop watching Strange New Worlds completely. So I can understand you much preferring Berman era Trek.
I don't know. Strange New Worlds didn't bother me. I enjoyed watching it. I just didn't take it as canon.
I enjoyed most of it if I thought of it about it as in a separate universe. But if they, like I said, I hate the way they portray Cook in it. I hated the
Yeah.
balance of Terry, but tribute episode that they did.
Yeah.
Hello, Resolution Jim.
Hey there, Germ. Welcome to the second stream of the night.
So if they keep bringing Cook back into Strange New Worlds, I'll just stop watching.
I think we need more time to flush him out there. The only part of Strange New Worlds that really kind of pissed me off is that very first episode there where they showed the footage from January 6th and the BLM riots. I mean, half those people, most of those people haven't even had trials yet. They could have waited on that there till at least after everybody had trials. Because even a lot of the trials that they're getting acquitted in them just because for the plain simple fact is they got let in through the door. I don't know, but that's my perspective on it. They could have waited.
I didn't really. Sorry, girl. I don't know why I'm having trouble hearing you, but you said something about a trial in the first
Yeah,
episode?
well, I got mad in the first episode there when they showed the footage from January 6th and the BLM riots that we had in the 2020. There, when most of those people haven't even had trials yet.
I honestly didn't identify the footage of that. I didn't pick up on that.
Oh, we recognized you right away, but you're also in New Zealand where it happened and where the BLM riot started right in my backyard there in Minneapolis. Oh wait, sorry, I mispronounced it. It's Minneapolis.
BLM. Sorry, I was thinking of January 6th.
They showed both. They showed both of them.
Okay.
They showed the riots from the 2020, and then they showed the Capitol getting stormed in the first episode there. But most of those people haven't even been to trial yet. Yet they decided to make a point on it. That's led to World War III or I don't know. They could have waited on that. In my personal opinion.
If they actually use that specific footage, that's in bad taste. I agree.
Yeah. I think John was agreeing with me. That's one of the things he said that he didn't like about it.
No, I didn't care from that, and honestly, I didn't care for the season as a whole.
Oh, what would you change? What would you have changed on Strange New Worlds?
All of it.
Yeah, John did.
But in a more serious note, one, if you're going to bring back characters, from Legacy Trek, you need to make them actually like their original versions. Otherwise, don't bother bringing them back. Just do something different.
Okay, I can agree with that.
They could have made a series in that era with an entirely different crew. It didn't have to be. Like, I agree with John Chapel in particular, and I also agree with his points on Uhura. Chapel and Uhura were nothing like the original counterparts. Uhura was a technician in the original series, not a linguist, and John's made a good video on that, and Chapel in Strange New Worlds was a straight up flirt. Well, I guess Chapel had love interest in the original series, but her personality was entirely different. It's difficult to explain, but I really didn't like their portrayal of Nurse Chapel. It was something completely different.
Yeah, overall, the continuity is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, in addition to the characters, you could go into things like the Gorn. Like one, they shouldn't even know who the Gorn are yet, and they've completely changed who they are as a species.
The continuity I got around by pretending it was in a parallel universe, but I can see John's point. As a concept for the show, it was a bad idea because they didn't say it was in a parallel universe. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to need help from my mum for something, and I better carry on with things. But thank you very much for going live for me. I really
Well,
appreciate it.
Well,
Both of you.
thank you for coming on. Did you have anything you wanted to plug?
No, I'm not really creating anything. I'm just enjoying watching what other people make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome on my channel anytime, there, Mr. President.
Thanks, Hero, and thank you, John, for joining us.
My pleasure. Good to see you, Mr. President.
Thanks. And I'll try and be on time for the quiz in the weekend.
Look forward to it.
Alrighty. See ya. Oh, yes. Yeah, I can see that point as well, Resort. But in former series, um, even though every series has continuity issues, in New Trick, they make it blatantly clear they don't even try about continuity. That's the difference. But anyway, with that note, I'll bid you all farewell and yeah, have a good day.
Yep. We'll see you, Mr.
You too.
President.
See ya.
Thanks.
Bye.
Well, John, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Do we get any hints on what the categories are going to be?
Well, we've been talking about trials a lot recently, so you might want to keep that in mind.
Okay. Alrighty there. So I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's almost 11 here on them. I still want to watch another episode of what was it, of Enterprise there, because I'm falling behind on Lore Runner stuff. Because I was watching the episode, then watch his rumination and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm actually surprised how much detail he goes into the background of that stuff. I couldn't follow that background stuff that as closely as he does. But do you want to plug your stuff there, John?
Yeah, thank you. As we were talking about on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern on my channel, we have our usual Jeopardy. So we invite you to join us and test your Star Trek and other sci-fi trivia knowledge against a bunch of nerds.
Alrighty. And let's make sure to check out Resolute Germ. He does Sci-Fi Tuesdays there with Farscape and Lex in these Saturday morning cartoons. Cinnamon, he's been doing a lot of live shoots there. Recently, he's been putting together an R2D2 there, and he also does his collection card streams. Thomas has a bunch of different stuff on there, from Minecraft to train trips to watching Bert crash his plane. So make sure to check out Thomas Potts. Do you know what if Brad Wolf does anything on his channel?
I don't know.
Then Janet from Another Planet, I believe she does a bunch of shorts. There, I think I've subscribed to her. I actually just met her the other day in Tokyo's Discord. So, alrighty, thank you everybody for joining us. You guys have a good night, and remember to be a gorilla.